Hello viewers, I am Tarang Kumar Boonwal, Assistant Professor in St. Andrews Institute of Technology and Management, Gurgaon. The following video is prepared as per the syllabus and course outline of Maharshi Dayanand University. However, are mostly general topics which cover the working and theoretical aspects of civil engineering. For better understanding and conceptualizing clearly, please do not skip the video and watch till end. We will be discussing about related important questions, feasibility and applications. Let's start the video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's session, we'll continue with the subject design of concrete structures first. And the topic of discussion today would be design of flanged section using limit state method. And also we'll do a numerical on moment of inertia. So we'll proceed. As you can see the question on the screen, a T-beam slab floor of reinforced concrete has a slab 150 mm thick spanning between the T-beam which are spaced 3 meter apart. The beam has a clear span of 10 meter and end bearings are 450 mm thick wall. The live load on the floor is 4 kN per meter square. Using M20 and Fe415, design one of the intermediate T-beams. तो हमें एक intermediate T-beam डिजाइन करनी है इन सब conditions को लेके. So in the solution, the first step is to write the given data. Clear span is 10 meters. Bearing thickness is given to be 450 mm. Live load, which is represented by Q, is given as 4 kN per meter square. The space between the T-beams is given as 3 meters. The value of FCK, that is characteristic strength of concrete, is 20 Newton per mm square. Yield stress of steel is 415 and depth of flange is given as 150 mm. Now, step 2 is to find the cross-sectional dimension. For that, we will assume effective depth as span upon 15 because we have studied this and it ranges from span upon 10 to span upon 15. So we'll take span upon 15 in this case and it comes out to be 10 into 10 to the power 3 upon 15 because it is 10 meter and is given and it comes out to be 666 mm, 666 mm. So for conservative and safer side, we'll adopt value of effective depth as 700 and including cover, the total depth becomes 750, which means 750 mm is the cover that we have provided. And breadth of web is taken as 300 mm. Now step 3. Now we have to find the least value out of center to center of bearing or clear span plus effective depth. So center to center of bearing is 10 plus 0.45 and it comes out to be 10.45 meter, and clear span plus effective depth. So this is clear span and effective depth is this much and it comes out to be 10.7. So we'll adopt this value 10.42 meters. So this gives our effective span as L, which is 10.45 meters. Now loads calculation, it is step 4. First we'll find the self weight of slab because it is 150 mm thick. So 0.15 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 3. So mind it, this is the per meter square weight of the reinforced concrete. The same way, for floor finish will be taken in terms of kilonewton per meter and it is assumed to be 0.6 meter thick, and it will be multiplied by the total span. It comes out to be 1.8. Self weight of rib would be 0.3 multiplied by 0.6 multiplied by 25, because this is the dimension of the rib and this is again the weight per meter square of reinforced concrete, and it comes out to be 4.5. Plaster finish is taken as 0.45 kilonewton per meter. So adding all these values, we'll get the value of total dead load. You have to keep it in mind that 25 is the density of concrete, 25 kilonewton per meter cube, and this is the standard value which we have to follow. So total dead load comes out to be 18 and live load comes out to be 12 kilonewton per meter, because it was given as in the question 4 kilonewton per meter square. So we'll multiply it with one side of the span and we'll get it in terms of kilonewton per meter. This means the ultimate design load would be the sum of both these and multiplied by a factor. So 18 plus 12 and this multiplied by 1.5. And we arrive at a value of 45 kilonewton per meter, which is our ultimate design load. And we'll represent it by WU. So next step is to find the value of ultimate moments and shear force. Ultimate moment can be found by the formula 0.125 multiplied by 45 multiplied by 10.45 square. This value we have find out using the ultimate design load. This is the same value here, and this is the overall effective span, and the value of ultimate moment comes out to be 614 kilonewton meter, and the value of shear force comes out to be 245 kilonewton, where 0.125 this value and 0.5 this value are factors or constants. So next step is to find the effective width of flange. So breadth of flange, that is width of flange, is given by L0 upon 6. We have learned this formula in the previous lectures, plus breadth of web plus 6 times depth of flange, and which should not be greater than 3. So we know L0 as 10.45, it's divided by 6. The breadth of flange is given as 0.3 and DF depth of flange is given as 150 mm. So it is 0.15 meter multiplied by 6. So the value of BF comes out to be 2.94 meter, and which is less than 3 meter. So we can adopt 2.94 meter or 2940 mm as the breadth of flange. Next step is to find the moment bearing capacity of flange section. So it is represented by MUF and given by the formula 0.36 FCK BF DF, and this whole expression multiplied by D minus 0.42 DF. Again, this represents Z, as you guys know, lever arm. So substituting the values, mind it, the formula is the same as we have read in the previous lectures. So substituting the values, FCK is 20, BF is 2940, which we have just found out. The value of DF is 150, it is given. Effective depth we just also calculated. and df is given, so we arrive at a value of 2022 kilonewton meter. So ultimate moment is less than moment capacity, that is MUF, and the value of neutral axis would be less than depth of flange. Therefore, the section is considered rectangular with B is equals to BF for designing reinforcement. So we'll consider a rectangular type of section for the value of B as BF, and we'll design reinforcement accordingly. Now we'll find the tension reinforcement, and which is again given by the same formula. Mu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST multiplied by T, and this whole expression is multiplied by 1 minus AST into Fy upon BD FCE. Substituting all the values here, and we'll get the value of AST. So Mu is 614 into 10 raised to the power 6. And this value we have found out, 0.87 as it is. The value of Fi is 415. Area of steel we have to find out, and substituting the value of B as 2940, which we have found out. The value of D is 700. Fy is 415 again, and FCK is 20, it is given. So the value of AST comes out to be 294. The value is 2590 mm square. So accordingly, we'll provide 2 bars of 32 mm dia and 2 bars of 25 mm dia, and which give a total area of steel as 2590. So 2492 was what we calculated, and 2590 will be the actual when we'll provide according to this situation. And you can see it is in close proximity, so this value can be considered. Now the requirement of shear reinforcement. It is represented by tau V, and the formula is Bu upon width of web upon into D. So Bu value, shear force value we have found out in the previous pages, and its value is 235. So converting it accordingly, the value of breadth of web is 300 and effective depth is 700. So it comes out to be 1.19 Newton per mm square. Percentage of steel, it is given by 100 AST upon breadth of web into depth of flange, effective depth of the section. So this is again the same formula, just written in a different fashion. I hope you guys can correlate. So 100 is this value, AST we have found out, the width, and both these parameters are given. So the value is, percentage of steel is given as 1.23%. If you refer table 19 of IS 456 and get the value of tau C as 0.67 Newton per mm square. This gives us balance shear as BUS, which is given by the formula Bu minus tau C BWD. Again substituting all the values, Bu is 245 and tau C we know is 0.67 from IS code, and BW and D we know. So BUS, which is balance shear, the value comes out to be 45 kilonewton. Now using 8 mm dia and 2-legged stirrups spacing, this is given by formula SV is equals to 0.87 Fy ASV D upon VUS. So SV 0.87 is as it is. The value of Fy is 415. This is 415. ASV is 2 multiplied by 50, and the value of D is 700. And VUS we have just found out, 9 into 95 into 3, 3 raised to the power 3, 10 raised to the power 3. So this value we have reached from this expression, and from this the value of SV comes out to be 266 mm. Now we provide a spacing of 250 mm at support and gradually increasing to 300 mm at the center of span. The next step is to check for deflection, which is again can be find out using the formula percentage of tensile steel is equals to 100 AST upon BF into D. Substituting all the values, so this is 100 as it is. The value of AST is 2590 and BF is 2940, which we found out, and the value of D is 700, and we reach at a value of 0.126, which is the percentage of tensile steel. And the value of BW by BF is 0.102. So this is how our section is going to look like. So this is effective depth, small d, which we found out, and this is 8 mm dia bars, these one, which are spaced at 250 mm center to center spaced. This is 10.45 meter, which was taken as capital L, or the total effective span. This value is this steel, this upper steel, this one. The value is 2416 mm square. And if we see the section, if we cut this section from here and see the section, it will look like this somehow. As you can see, the depth of flange DF is 150, is represented here. The value of BF, the breadth of flange, is given as 2940 mm. The value of effective cover, as you can see, is given as 50 mm. So this fulfills the criteria. The breadth of web is given as 300 mm. And the reinforcement provided here, which we took as 2 bars of 32 mm dia and 2 bars of 25 mm dia here in this step. This one, 2 bars of 32 mm dia and 2 bars of 25 mm dia. And this is how our design section will look like. So I hope you guys could understand the topic taught in today's session. It was about the inverted flange beam design using limit state method. And in the next session, that is in the class tomorrow, we'll study about moment of inertia of I-beam. Till then, keep revising, keep studying. Have a nice time. Thank you. I hope you guys could understand and correlate the topics taught in today's session. If there is any query or subject matter issue, feel free to mail me at the given email ID. Live discussion sessions could also be used for discussion of doubts. Thank you.